It's weird.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to SIDETRACK, episode number 4. I'm going to start off by apologizing if we sound a little different or anything.
Yeah.
Out of our heads a little bit. We've had a little bit of a bug.
Something.
In the last few days, but hey, ain't nothing NyQuil can't take care of. That's
the last episode we did, I caught a fever halfway through.
Caught a fever halfway through.
Jeez, Lou, it was terrible. I took NyQuil last night. You took NyQuil last night.
I took NyQuil extra strength.
Yeah, well, yeah, mine's severe. Yeah.
Oh, yours severe?
Yeah.
Which one's more, extra strength or severe?
I don't know. What is yours? Off-brand NyQuil?
No.
So it's the good shit.
Yeah, I got the legit NyQuil.
Okay. I don't know. Mine says severe. I guess that's extra strength.
All right, mine says extra strength.
I don't know.
So which one's stronger?
I don't know. Mine's pretty strong.
I mean, mine's strong enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt good. Still kind of feel,
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Slept very well. Very well.
Do you listen to the recommendations on the label? Because I don't.
Not quite. Not quite. I mean, but they give you that cup. I mean, you can't just give somebody a cup without the option of just filling it all the way up.
Yeah.
Why not make the cup exactly the 30 millimeters if you don't want anybody to take no more than 30 millimeters? But, of course, you can always fill that cup back up again.
Well, I mean,
as much as you want. Ultimately, you can drink the whole bottle.
I wouldn't do that, but I take the cup and fill it up a little bit. I take it to the very top.
Yeah.
Not to the 30 millimeter, to its brimming, and then you make sure you get it all.
Right, right.
And then I think about it, and then the bottom, put a little bit more in the bottom of it.
Only problem with filling it up to the top is if you got that sickness where you got the chills real bad.
Yeah. I wasn't quite that bad. But
yeah, I took NyQuil at night, stayed on it with the Tylenol during the day. Felt pretty good the whole way through.
Yeah.
So
I think it's this antihistamine or something in it that makes you tired.
Whatever it is, I love it.
It's got 10% alcohol, and I don't think that quite does it, but
I'd love to take it every night, but it just wouldn't work no more after a while.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
Obviously it's not healthy to do so, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably bad on the liver.
But no, what we want to get into today is workplace accidents, incidents, mishaps. I know I've had several.
Stories,
I know I've had several
stories
myself. I mean, I've messed a few things up, especially when I drove a tow truck for a while.
Please tell them how you open a box with a box cutter.
Are you talking about my wrist?
Yeah.
All right, well, I wasn't opening a box.
Or whatever, however you did this.
All right, well, I was opening a bottle of...
Move your coffee so they can see how you did this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. There's a bottle of Soap Scuff, it was called. It's for prepping raw bumpers. So anyway, I was getting low on it, couldn't get no more out of it, so I decided to cut it open. Well, when I did, obviously I did it the wrong way. I was holding it like this, went cutting down, and it was a pretty thick plastic tube. So I was putting some pressure on it, and finally it let loose, and I went right into my wrist. Right into my wrist. So then, manager comes hauling ass over, swings the door open, get in! Takes me off to the urgent care or whatever. They take me in there. I think I got 9 stitches. 3 inside, 6 outside.
Yeah.
And then wrapped it up, and no big deal. Just a cut, wrapped it up, and went back to work. Big deal. I ain't talking like I'm all great. Walking off, fucking get back to work. It's not like it was a horrible injury. I mean, obviously could have been a lot worse. If I hit something, that it shouldn't have. But.
I don't think I'm a mechanic, so cuts are gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I can't make it through a week without without bleeding.
I think the work. I'm not gonna say cut, but the only thing I've really done that was painful that I didn't like was we have these lifts, right? Lifts lift up. I was walking across the shop and I caught my toe on the lip arm.
Yeah.
Which caused my leg to go like that. And I fell down, so I heard this pop in that knee.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
But I've cut myself hundreds. I mean,
that's a given. I mean, you're not gonna make it through a week without doing so. What's the worst workplace that you've
witnessed?
seen? Yes.
I can't say I've witnessed this one because I was not there to physically see it, but I heard it because I was in the next room.
Right.
And this was at when I worked for Coke, and it was up the road at the plant up in Hagerstown, and the warehouse out there. There's people that take orders, load them up in pallets, put them on the truck.
Yeah.
The one guy there was the guy's down on the ground. He was loading, and guys on the forklift pulling pallets up and going. And I guess the guy on the forklift was coming around the corner, and the other guy was loading.
Oh, yeah.
Forklift hit him between his pallet and the pallet on the forklift and just snapped both legs at the femurs.
Oh.
Yeah. The scream that man made.
I would assume he's just probably on disability now, I would assume.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, now.
Right.
It was bad.
Oh, my God.
It was very bad. That was...
You say you never heard anything about the guy again?
No.
Was he a long time?
Because I was not working up there that day. I was a merchandiser, so I was out on ride just there.
Right.
It's...
Yeah. Mm. Well, the worst one I've ever seen, of course, you were there that day. That happened,
That was good. That was interesting.
My manager lost his finger in a freak accident, which kills me.
First off, it didn't fall off, and he just couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Just please explain that it was ripped off.
Yes.
OFF off.
It was ripped off. And it's crazy to me that this man, he's been doing body work and stuff for like 40 years. Messing with all kinds of sharp metal objects, using cut-off tools and everything. And for him to lose his finger in this way, the man was stepping off the back of a handicap bus, like a 350, like a handicap bus. He was going out the back door, just put his hand up, just to grab while he, jumped down. And there was a stud, a bolt coming through, a stud, and his ring. He's married. Where's the ring? On his finger. On his ring finger. And it got caught on that, and the weight of him jumping down just ripped his finger right off at that ring. Ripped it right off. Now, I didn't see it, but I come walking down that ramp, and I just see him with paper towels, and it just, freaked me out. I didn't know what to do. Completely unprepared for a situation like that, and I feel horrible. Obviously, when something like that happens, you want to take that person and just set them down, call 911.
Calm everybody down.
Yep, and try to talk to them until they get there.
Yep.
But no, us assholes, we're running around, panicking, trying to find ice to put this finger on, which I believe we effed that up too, because we put it in the bag with the ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one listened to me. I said just put the bag, sit it in the freezer.
But yeah.
Giant freezer there.
Yeah. But I felt so horrible, and the way that man took it, man, he just, of course, he was in shock.
Oh yeah, he got in shock.
Yeah, he's sitting there in shock. I mean, I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
I felt so bad about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just crazy to me. He's been a body man for 4 years, all that shit, and that's how it happens.
Yeah. Of course, I'm in my office, minding my business, doing my thing. I hear yelling.
Yeah.
And here comes this treasure trove of people running up into my office.
Yeah.
Bring me in the situation. I don't want to be part of it.
Well, it's a good thing y'all were, because I believe it was you or Dave that called 911, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dave called 911.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. We're all panicking like we're going to try to do something ourselves,
Yeah.
Instead of just setting him down, calling 911. But I mean, he's doing well. He's in great spirits. He goes. Did you see him the other week when he was walking around in coveralls?
Yeah.
Right, so coveralls.
He looked great in them coveralls.
Yeah, he said everybody was teasing him, calling him Doc, or Professor, or Doc from like Back to the Future or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody was messing with him. Like, he said, "Nah, I ain't that guy." He goes, "I'm a shop teacher, man."
Yes.
Like,
yes.
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 She was hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the worst injury I've ever seen in a shop. But yeah, as far as
we had that one, remember Sean?
Yeah.
It's sad that it happened,
Yeah.
like especially now after.
Right.
But the best thing I witnessed was Dave and Sean were down in y'all's area when we still had our tire machine down there.
Right.
Trying to put this large tire on this rim. And I was up in the office. I was at the door because I was working on the car. They were down there. I was in the first bay, so I had a streamlined shot view right down in there because they left the door open.
Right.
I hear Dave bickering with Sean, barking orders to Sean what to do, and you hear Dave say, "Hey, take his bar and hold it here. Hold it here."
Right.
And Sean, reluctantly gets up there. Already knows this is going to work. Knows this is not going to work
Just
well.
by Dave's tone,
Yes,
this is
Dave's
dangerous.
Because Dave was unsure of himself.
Yeah.
And so Sean's doing that and watching, and all of a sudden, pow! Arm comes off, smacks Sean on the top of the head.
Yeah.
Dave goes, "You okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Dave goes back, looks back at him, got blood on that. No. Marching up there like it ruined Dave's day.
Yeah.
Not that Sean's injured now and I got to take him to the hospital.
Right.
But this inconvenienced Dave so much from working. He looks so mad tromping up there.
Well, I mean, hey, what was it, a few stitches?
I think it was like 6 or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, now we got to take time out of the day to, take somebody to the
Yeah.
urgent care.
I did. I had to put him in the truck. We're driving there. Like, "You all right?" Yeah. I said, "Keep that on your head. Don't get no fucking blood on my seat, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna throw up." I said, "Hang on, let me pull over." I pulled over. Nope, didn't have to throw up. We got there, and yeah.
Now, you've had a couple jobs where you've had to drive,
Yes.
drive for the company, drive for work. I'm not
Yes.
talking like drives you work or
Yes.
whatever. Have you been in accident or work-related accidents?
Like in a car?
Hmm?
No.
In a car?
No.
What about have you ever damaged something at work? Like severely damaged something at work?
No.
A car or anything like that?
No.
Well, man, you're just fucking perfect. You're just too perfect.
No, I just haven't ran
Oh,
something
so,
over.
yeah, so when it happens, it's going to be good. It ain't a matter if, it's a matter of when.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
It's a
I have
matter
not.
of when. Well, I've had quite my share of bad incidents.
Yeah.
Bad incidents. We had this.
Well, you're a tech. Y'all break shit all the time.
Well, I mean, when you do something every day, shit's bound to happen. But well, no, this one was stupid, man. This guy brings this Chrysler 200 Sebring convertible in. This was back when it was brand new, I guess. You know, like how the factory had pinch welds where the rocker panel met the quarter panel.
Nice.
Had 2 pinch welds down. He wanted them smoothed out and painted.
Why?
Okay, don't know. But hey, he's paying, so we're gonna do it. So we did it. I was backing it out of the booth, and there was this bed caddy we used for truck beds sitting over there.
Yeah.
It had these 2 rails going across the top. Has 4 wheels on the bottom, and a frame around it. I was backing it out. Tire of the car caught that frame, swung that son of a bitch around, and that rail went into that quarter panel, put a hole in that fucking quarter panel, and got the bumper too. So we ended up fixing it and repainting it 3 times until the guy was satisfied. Not to mention, I believe we gave him free oil changes for life off of my fucking.
What wasn't satisfying about it?
So that's what we had to paint it 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was wavy in the bodywork where it was repaired or whatever. I don't recall.
Or maybe the paint was shoddy.
But just the fact that the car was, perfect, and now it's messed up. Ultimately, you wreck a car, you get it fixed. It's never going to be the exact same again.
Now, I got a question. Is it bad to say that happens? It's in your care, you're working on it, you fix it. Is it bad to, if you fixed all that, to where it's not even possible to know that happened? Is it bad not to even say anything?
Yeah, it's unethical.
Okay.
It's for sure unethical. Yeah. Absolutely. And especially it's hard to get away with something that severe damage. You're going to have their car a few more days.
Okay, but...
But yeah,
you could always say, hey, we were working on, we fixed something, we saw something else that, needed to be taken care of, we took care of it, now ain't charged to you.
Right.
Why don't you do that?
Well, I mean, this ain't like, replacing a part, with a brand new part.
I didn't see it, so I don't
You know what I mean? So you're ultimately you're fixing it with body plastics, and now a car that didn't have body plastic in it is now going to have body plastic in it.
That's just by ignorance of what y'all do.
Right. And like I said, with a brand new car, and now you got a brand new car that's been wrecked, and now it has body plastic. So I can certainly understand why he was pissed. Because I would be too, but at the same time, this shit happens.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't be pissed at it. But I'm hard to get.
Right. I'm just saying, not that
As long as it's fixed, doesn't matter.
I'm in the industry, so I understand.
Yeah, okay.
But,
all right.
But I can, I can understand why. It's a brand new car, and, it is what it is. But that kind of shit happens. But I will say my worst failures were when I was driving a rollback. And even before I was driving a rollback, I took out a mailbox.
That's cool.
Yeah, just backing out of somebody's driveway, destroyed the mailbox. Called it in next day. Me and the service manager went back up there and replaced the mailbox. Nice. They didn't hit me too hard on that. And then I think it was my first week driving a rollback. I went to pick this guy up in Emmitsburg. He had his truck backed into the spot. It wouldn't start or whatever. I don't remember. But it was a 5-speed Dodge Dakota. Mm-hmm. And so I back up to it, let the bed down, hooked the chains up to it. And, of course, I had put it in gear and made sure the parking brake was on so that when I was ready to start pulling, I'd release that stuff. So I get ready to start pulling up on the bed. I go to start walking back. The owner's like, I'll get it. So he reaches in, and apparently all he did was pull the parking brake. So I started pulling that thing. Clutch popped, man. That thing fired right up and ran right up in that head rake rack. Destroyed the front end of this Dodge Dakota. First week done. I thought I was going to be fired. And then I had to ride 20 miles. 20 miles back to the shop with this guy sitting next to me. I'll say, ain't like he wasn't nice, but it was silent. It was just silence the whole way. So.
Yeah. Don't they teach you not to let...
Well, yeah, absolutely. But, people still, do that shit. You try to use your... You're not supposed to do that stuff, but you try to use your better judgment when you do. But like I said, I was green. I was still pretty green when I was doing that.
It happens.
And then, I forgot. I told you I took out that mailbox. Wasn't a week later that I hit another one.
Nice.
Another mailbox. And you'll find it funny. Right there on 355, where we were.
Yeah. Right
before you turn on Ball Road, it's the first house that you come up to before we turn left on the Ball Road.
Nice.
So it was there. Somebody had a flat tire there, so I pulled up off the side of the road there. When I went to leave, I started to back up and took out that lady's mailbox. So I didn't. I went right up to the woman's door, told her I hit her mailbox. I said I get off at 5:30 this evening. I'll be back here with a new mailbox and install it. I said, here's my company's card. If I don't come back, call. And then so I didn't tell anybody that I did it. I just went to Home Depot after work. Fortunately, I had a gift card.
Nice. A
gift card I had gotten from a previous holiday. And bought her the exact same mailbox, took it back, replaced it, and all was good. And never reported on that. That was just embarrassing. A week later, hit another mailbox.
Hey, you got out. That's all that
matters. Yeah. That first mailbox I hit, the manager actually brought it back and screwed it to the work shed out back. And I don't know. I guess just a reminder there for me, maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Made it a suggestion box. Screwed it shut.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the worst of all the... Obviously, the guy getting his leg snapped with me would be the worst of the one. But... getting it, because I wear the ring.
Right. Yeah.
I did since get a groove ring that I wear at work instead of this one,
but the thing is, like, what happened to my manager? That can literally happen to anybody, anytime.
Yeah.
It's not even like, I'm gonna be safe and not wear it to work. That was just something that could happen to anybody.
Yes.
It's crazy. I mean, you could get caught on a door, on a railing, a handle, anything.
It just shows you, no matter what the job is, it's dangerous.
Yep.
What is the worst dangerous job?
The worst dangerous job?
Or not worst dangerous. What job would be, considered the most dangerous job?
I mean, I always assume, commercial fishing.
You always assume that?
Yeah. It's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
Damn dangerous job.
Especially, yeah. What would be the second? feel like you've Googled this already.
Well, yeah, I did look into it a little bit, but the second, I don't even know, they didn't even list them from 1 to 10. You know, it's just the ones that are, these are some of the most dangerous jobs. They don't exactly categorize. And then there was aircraft, you know, operators.
I got a good one. Let's see how many people lose their finger each year.
It was a lot.
How many do you think?
It was really more than you think. I think it was like 30,000, roughly.
About 30,000 people, both kids and adults, are rushed to the emergency room each year because they've amputated a finger. Doors and power tools.
Yep.
Doors and power tools.
Doors?
Yeah,
like car doors?
I don't know.
I would assume more so car doors than house doors. Maybe house to like front door and shit.
Yeah.
It depends on how hard you shut.
See, now I got another question. What is the most common finger to come off?
I'm gonna say index. I would say that finger's
index and middle finger.
Yeah. Well, I would be willing to bet that's more so than not at the same time usually.
Yeah, yeah. Often by being struck by or against something, or cut or pierced by an object.
Oh yeah.
Now, when Kenny's finger was taken off, was there any discussion of putting it back on?
Oh, absolutely.
And they ultimately couldn't do that. Did you find out why they couldn't do it? Probably because of too much damage around the...
Yeah, I think so. And I think probably because of the way it was stored as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that had something to do with it or not.
Well, to be clear, also, if his ring was here, when it was taken off, it was to here, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's how much he lost. It wasn't like here, like when it was all said and done, it was at this knuckle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was,
yeah. Ugh, ripped off the knuckle.
Yeah.
Said that, you know, as soon as that happens, like the tendons start to curl up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Because, you know, obviously it's not a clean cut or anything either, you know. It's a complete rip.
Yeah. It's not just work.
Right. Yeah.
You work around the house.
Right.
I'm sure that. Place. Yeah. What? Here's a question for you. What is the most dangerous place?
Yeah. In the house?
No.
No.
In the world.
The most dangerous place in the world? I don't know.
Just guess.
As far as, like, what's dangerous
This will be
about
debatable, but...
What's dangerous about it?
Just dangerous.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of dangerous places. I mean, like, say me or you went to a jungle, I would consider that a dangerous place.
Yeah.
For us to be. In the middle of the ocean, I would consider that a very dangerous place to be.
The American highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's considered...
You know, yeah, that's true. You know, it kills me, Amanda, you know, with her driving. It's like she's fine.
What about her driving?
Oh, it's not her driving exactly, but it's like she's way more comfortable driving on a back road, right, with a speed limit of 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
2 lanes, one going this way, one going the other.
That's the worst. I hate that.
I know, exactly, right? Because all it takes is that some bitch to fall asleep or a little swerve or whatever.
Or just drift over some or something.
Yeah, but going down 15 is a problem. When you got this gap, it's just because of the other cars right beside me. I'm like, yeah, but they're going the same direction as you.
Yeah.
So I just don't see how it's works. But, you know, it's a thing with her. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like driving back roads better than I like driving on the highway anyway. But that is the most dangerous thing. I believe I said that in one of our episodes here. I was like, well, don't drive a car then. We were talking about something dangerous. Well, don't go driving then.
I don't mind driving on the highway. The one thing I don't like is when you're driving. It's usually when you're not used to the area and you're driving on what I call a secondary highway.
Right.
Not a 5-lane 95 type highway, but a 15-ish type highway.
Right.
Like that is speed limits 55 miles an hour. It's 2 lanes and then oncoming traffic 2 lanes.
Right.
And it's 55 miles an hour. Most of it's straight. There's some turn on it, but there's stoplights.
Right.
You know,
Right,
so
right.
you're doing 60 miles an hour, and cars everywhere,
Yeah.
and then stoplights.
Right.
I do not like that
Nah.
at all.
Yeah. That sounds. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of that on the way down Ocean City.
Yeah, and yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of that on the way to Lake Anna because I go down there and fish.
Right.
And I hate, especially when I got the boat. I hate that.
Yeah.
Or small, especially when I'm towing a boat. Small
Right.
roads.
I tell you what, though, you talk about how dangerous it is. That's what I eat off of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Several times I've thought about my job that way. I basically depend on people to possibly get hurt.
Not to get hurt, just hurt their car.
Well, yeah, they hurt their car, but it can be a dangerous. It's an accident. It's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I depend on people to just ruin their day and completely inconvenience themselves.
Yeah.
By having to go through all that crap. But yeah, I thought about that. But I mean, look at a Undertaker. Look how he eats. Well, he's got to depend. It's got to happen for him to eat. People got to die.
Yeah. But yeah, no. What I was getting back to, how many accidents have you had working around the house? Not physically, it doesn't have to be hurting yourself. Just like
what, like broken something major or anything like that? I don't think I've never popped any circuits or, busted any water lines or anything like that. I've fallen off ladders.
You don't undertake a lot of the major stuff.
No. I've never really had much of an opportunity to.
So when do you call in a professional?
I'm not putting a roof on my house.
When do you call in a professional?
After you fucking...
I believe you've asked this question before.
Oh, yeah, I have.
And
I guess it's after you've attempted it and it's fucking failed.
Okay.
And,
all right. That's usually what gets people in trouble at my job.
Yeah. They've attempted it
I get
themselves
that call,
first.
from someone, hey, man, can you do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, we tried this and it didn't work, and we can't go any further with it. And that right there immediately
and now you gotta fix their mess.
takes a 3-hour job to a 6-hour job.
I'll tell you this. The only thing I've ever really screwed up on that is when I was a lot younger. When I was like 16, I had my first truck. I wanted to paint the interior on it, so I took door panels off and shit. I've just been seeing my dad spray paint for years, but I don't actually catch him in the act of the spray painting, not exactly the prep work that goes into it or anything. So, I take all these door panels off, I spray paint them and shit, and it all just starts wrinkling up and peeling and all. Then, of course, you go to try to clean it off. All of it ain't going to come off. I take it up to the car wash. I got my door panels out in the car wash, pressure wash, and just paint shit off. Just stupid shit. But yeah, that would be an incident where I did something I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't call anybody to fix it, just cleaned it all off and left how it was. But yeah, no. I mean, I quite enjoy doing shit around the house.
I do too.
I
do too.
I've done, most of my shit's been, painting and all. I did fix a sub pump drain myself, which I was very proud of.
Nice.
Even had to pour concrete back in around that bitch and all, man.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I did that.
What do you steer clear of?
The roof. I would steer clear of.
Coming from a roofer.
I'm a roofer.
You're a roofer. That's for sure.
Well, I tried selling roofs for a little bit, and I hated every time I had to get on a roof for an inspection.
Yeah.
It's it ain't for me.
Yeah,
up there. It's not so much being on the roof; it's the high possibility of falling off that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you put these things on called cougar paws, which they grip a roof, very well. They allow you to walk on very steep inclines, but just because you got them boots on, it really doesn't make you feel a whole lot better, because all it takes is lose your balance a little bit and you're gone.
Yeah. I don't like getting on a roof either.
I mean, my hat's off to roofers, because I would not want to do it, and they're some bad son of bitches.
Yeah. I always, really the ones that I feel like don't get a lot of credit for being extremely dangerous and extremely skilled to do is the boys who go up trees to top trees with chainsaws.
Oh,
that's tough. That's hard.
Absolutely.
Dangerous, and you got to be very precise.
Yep. One wrong cut.
To do that, you got to have a sack. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
I've gone up a couple trees with my dad, cut, top stuff. Nothing like they do.
Right,
I mean,
right.
the shit they do is phenomenal.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of respect to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And electricians. A lot
Oh,
of respect
yeah,
for electricians. That's tough. That takes a lot of knowledge to do that.
Yeah. Well, even with electricians and carpenters, I mean, that can be just as dangerous as roofing.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Because they all carry ladders on the truck. Painters.
Yeah.
House painters, yeah. I mean, I like painting, but damn, I hate it when I got to get up somewhere high. When I painted my first house, I had to plank from one ladder to the other to get over that foyer, man. And, the next day, my legs are sore, man, just from fucking shaking.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I don't like getting on the roof.
Yeah.
I don't even like going up there and cleaning the gutters.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I just put Christmas lights up last week. That wasn't too bad. My house ain't that tall. It's a Ranger, so
yeah.
No big deal. But when I would do them on the other house, that was a white knuckle all the time. Like I said, really refers to driving, but
You see how many people fall off a roof each year? Any guess?
I'll say 50,000.
I'm gonna say 100,000. This doesn't make sense. A report released by the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics in December of 2020 shows that the number of roofing fatalities reported in 2019 was up 15% from 2018. The National Census of Fatal Occupational Injury Report shows that roofers account for 111 of 5,333 fatal on-the-job injuries in 2019.
Huh. Well, that doesn't seem like much at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, regardless how often it happens, it would certainly suck to happen. I hope it don't happen to anybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clear, like I said, roofers get a lot of respect. Cops, clearly.
Oh,
Fire,
yes.
yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I kind of feel like an asshole would even say, cops off the bat.
Yeah.
About that. But you think of that as more of a it's like human fault there is why they're getting hurt,
Yeah.
Not just because of, this is the way the job's designed.
Yeah. Comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Like I said, electrician for me is another one that's...
Oh, I'm a soldier, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're talking about... That's the reason why I didn't bring up cops. I'm talking about like a trade.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Electricians,
Yeah.
difficult. I
Yes.
feel like. You got to know exactly what you're doing to do that.
Possibility of getting shocked and thrown off a ladder at the same time.
Yeah. I don't like playing with electricity, but I will say this though. I've always done electrical stuff.
Yeah.
Cars and houses and stuff like that are different, completely different world.
Right. Which would you say was simpler? The easier? A car,
House.
I'll say being naive. Car
Residential.
looks more difficult.
Residential's easier,
Yeah.
and the only reason I say that, in my opinion, is because in automotive, you're dealing with a lot of computer systems and stuff in it.
Yeah.
So, and everything usually ties into certain things. So that makes it very complicated and difficult to mess with. I'd rather work on residential stuff than in a car.
Right.
But when you're doing like house and wire and all that, it's the concept and what it is simpler, but I think a lot more can go wrong. Like you're not going to get lit up too bad on the car one.
Right.
You fuck around with that power box, that's different.
You feel like that should almost be a separate trade in the automotive industry?
I'm
Electrical?
sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Well, it just seems like all the mechanics, you just got to be...
It depends on
You got to be able to
the
do
level.
it all,
Because there's numerous times I've had someone come in with electrical issue that we couldn't figure out.
Right.
And it's not that we can't. Like, we've got a good idea of what it is. But to go through all of that procedure to find that, spot.
Right.
Because we're not, not skilled enough. I'm not going to say that, but we're not. It's almost like a doctor. You have a doctor that is a general person. Then you have a specialist.
Right.
Who specializes in one thing.
Yeah.
There's mechanics like that who
Right.
specialize in that.
Yeah.
So it might take them an hour to figure it out, as opposed to it might take me 6 hours to figure it out.
Right.
Well, customers don't have that type of time or that type of money to pay us to play around for 6 hours.
Right.
When they can go to a specialist and do it,
Right.
quick, right, easy.
I don't see that advertised like anywhere.
No, I don't think you do. But if you take it to a dealer,
electronic specialist.
you take it to a dealer, you're gonna have a guy there to knows what he's doing with electrical.
Right.
That's his wheelhouse.
Right.
So that's what
Right. Yeah. I've always been intimidated by electrical.
I was, and that's the point I was making was I hated it. I knew what I was doing with a lot of stuff, and just for me, when I was younger, trial and error, trying to figure stuff out, getting it right, getting ready to hook something up, not sure if it's going to fucking work or not,
Yeah.
hoping it does. I don't remember where I was or what I was doing or how it happened, but I remember doing something and hooking it up and it worked, and it was like, it immediately clicked in my head, and I was like, I at that point gained the understanding of how everything works
Right.
and how all the electrical stuff. And from that point on, I was so much more comfortable doing stuff electrical, especially on cars, but around the house, because I've rewired almost this entire house.
Right. Right.
And it just it was like a light bulb that went off. For like, okay, this is,
Yeah.
and it just was great at that point, because then everything I was looking at, I knew exactly what it was, how it went,
Right.
and I actually enjoy
Right.
fucking with electrical stuff now.
Well, so you kept at it though. You
Yes.
kept at it.
Yes.
So you actually learned.
Yes.
Learned with it. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine.
And a house like this, having a farm,
Right.
shit breaks.
Oh yeah.
All the
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm always fucking trying to fix something. There's a list this long of shit that's broke that needs to be fixed.
Right. Yeah, I try to fix most things myself because I've been finding a lot in the past few years. I'm not satisfied with. Usually when I pay somebody to do it, usually not satisfied with it, and I'm always pissed off, feeling like I got
Yeah.
screwed.
Well, that's the only way you're going to get it done the way you want it.
Right.
I'd rather have it maybe look slightly less professional,
Oh, yeah.
but be the way I want it,
Right.
than not be the way I want it and look great.
Right. Right. And then not have the fact that I just paid somebody to do it and I'm not happy with it.
Yes,
At least I
exactly.
did it myself and I'm not
Yes.
happy with it. I'm not out all
Yes.
this money.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then, because if you pay someone to do it and it's not the way you want it, even though it looks good, you're still going to be bitter about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just going to bother you every time you look at it.
And the problem with all it is that the person doing the work, they know how to do it the right way.
Right.
And maybe the way you want it done isn't procedurally the right way.
Right.
And they're not going to do it that way because it probably shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
But it's the way you want it, and they're just not going to do it that way.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, when I moved into the this third house, whatever.
Third house.
Yeah, I had somebody come in and paint it, because I didn't have time to because Amanda was in the hospital,
Yeah.
Having Alston or whatever. And I've just been bitter about that ever since. I mean, I'm not happy with it whatsoever, and I wish I would have could have done it myself, but I didn't. So
Didn't they just finish painting when we were moving stuff into that house?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It eats at me. It eats at me.
We were making a man happy. We had to get that. We got that tanning booth in there for her.
Yeah. Still ain't used it. It's downstairs now.
Yeah, well.
It's
we got it
downstairs and
in there, got it
together.
hooked up.
That's my fault. I've never gotten the outlet installed.
You still haven't done that?
No. No, sir. I know. Hey, it's on the list. It's
What
on
else
the
is
list.
on the list?
Oh man, I got wheel bearings on the list. Probably got brakes on the list. I got intermittent windows on the list. I got an oil leak on the other truck on the list. I got airbag light on the Colorado on the list.
Nice.
Which I'm sure that's going to have to be addressed before the emissions come.
I tell you what I don't like to do, and it's not because I don't know how to do it, because I all the water lines to the barn and all that, and did all those. I do not like doing piping for water lines and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
I don't like doing it.
No?
Because I'm always afraid that I got something the way I need to do it, and because of something I did wrong or something,
Yeah.
it's going to be blown or something like that. And I'm not talking about laying line through the house. I'm talking about, like, we have that jet pump.
Yeah.
Pulling the underground lines and then replacing parts on that and putting it back in.
Yeah.
Because then you put it back in there, and if you fuck something up, that's a huge problem.
Right.
And you got to do all that again, pulling all that stuff out.
Right, right.
That would be something where I would want a professional.
Well, that's how I felt when I did the head gasket on my Jeep.
Yeah.
It's like I go through all that, spend all that money, put it all back together, and it'd still be effed. I mean, I spent a month on that thing to put it all back together, and it to still be effed would have just been absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But luckily, so far, it's worked out.
It does
so
work.
far, it does work. Been getting my ass to work for the past month and a half.
Well, man, do you have anything else you would like to talk about? I still want to know why there's only that many people that fall off a roof. I feel like there's got to be more than that.
I do too. That absolutely seems
Yeah.
low.
Yeah. That just doesn't.
Would you feel like almost any roofer has fallen off a roof at some point? Like a roofer that's been a roofer for 30 years, you feel like they've had to at least fall off the ladder going up.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to see how many people fall off a ladder.
Yeah, worst fall I had, I fell out of the attic, flat on my back. Ladder just kicked out from under me.
I hate ladders.
Yep. That was one of them old school aluminum scissor
500,000 people
500,000
in the
people
U.S.
fall off a roof.
says each year in the U.S. more than 500,000 people are treated, and about 300 people die from ladder-related injuries.
Well, say you're going up to a roof.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the most dangerous parts of it, is just getting onto the roof.
No, you know what the most dangerous part is, I feel like? Is the dismount. The dismount. Getting off the roof, back onto the ladder.
That is difficult.
That is the worst part of it.
Yes, I will
It
agree
literally
with that.
is. It literally is. It's like, you could do it the same way every time. It feels like you're doing it a totally different way every time you do it.
I can, that makes
Once you
perfect
get
sense.
that first leg on there, you're good. But it's, you know, especially the steeper the roof, the harder the dismount is.
Yes. Now, not to change the subject on it, this, I feel like there's no way I'm alone on this, but I have a problem with ladders,
Yeah.
which is shocking me. I get more than 6-7 feet up on a ladder.
Yeah.
I don't like ladders.
Yeah.
But I will go out here and free climb a tree 30 feet, no problem. Not scared of heights. I go hunting all the time. I got my climber.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. I get 30 feet in the air with my climber.
Yeah.
I bear hug a tree, go up 30. Don't care.
Yeah.
I get 6 feet off the ground on a ladder and I freak out.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
whatsoever.
I feel like I can't be the only one that has that
whatsoever.
problem.
Now I could say this, which I feel like this makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, ladder I'm scared of, but you put my ass in a bucket truck, I'll hang out in there all day long. Yeah.
No, I can't. Ladders.
It's like
just-
I'm not scared of heights, but I don't care for ladders.
Yeah, ladders. I feel like I'm not the only one.
Yeah. But I do it, you know, regardless.
Yeah.
I got on my mom's garage roof last weekend, fixed a piece of trim that it blew off.
Oh, there you go.
I hate it the whole time I'm up there, but I do it anyway. I feel like I got to be a man.
Yeah.
Just push through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be able to get up in ladders.
I think, I don't think Emily's scared of heights. I'm not sure. Yeah. Is Amanda scared of heights?
I think so. A
Yeah.
little bit.
I think Emily.
We went to Paris
Yeah.
one time. She didn't care for it too much.
I got a story about Emily. She, when we were first moved in, I wanted to try to get her to go hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And which I don't think she cares much for hunting. She likes eating deer and all that, but
Yeah.
the process of it
Right.
is not fun for her. I think the only thing she actually likes out of it is, you know, if I shoot one, because I only bow hunt.
Right.
So the opportunity for the deer to, after the shot, to run a ways is high.
Yeah.
I think she likes trailing deer. I think that's fun. And it is
Right.
fun. You've done
Right.
it with me.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Right.
But she agreed to go, and I said, all right, well, I've got multiple ladder stands. She knows how to use the ladder stand. Get her up. I'll go get in the other tree. So I get her up there and set it up, and she starts going up. You know, just going. And she's like, all right, I'm high enough. I'm good. I said, well, honey, my hand's still on the bottom of the tree stand. She couldn't go any higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah.
she didn't want to go any higher, so we had to nix the
Well, yeah, it's hard to say whether it's a height thing or not, because it's a little bit
No,
of a dangerous
I
thing to be doing.
I don't think it's a height
You know.
thing. I think it was being never doing it before, being
Yeah.
very unsure how to
Yeah.
get up there. And it's intimidating going up a tree with a climber.
Well,
actually,
yeah, absolutely.
because I've slid down a tree,
Yeah.
and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I never fell out of a tree, but I did drop. And if anybody's a hunter and is familiar with how you do it, I dropped the feet, and I didn't have the rope attached to it, so if it drops, it just hangs a little layer down. You can get it back up.
Yeah.
I lost it all the way down the tree.
Yeah.
That was not that was not cool. So, and I didn't have a safety harness at the time because I just didn't use them.
Yeah.
And but since my mom's watching, I now use full harness, full body harness. I use the safety rope one that you climb with as you go up and everything. So that's in the past. It was when I was younger and stupid.
Yeah.
And so I ended up having, and I wasn't all the way up, so I had to stand up on the arms and then get us on the other side of the tree, and then hold on to that, get down, and then bear hug the bottom of the tree and just kind of shimmy down it. Oh, my chest, my arms, solid red, even through the jacket.
But you're still here.
I am.
Still here today. So, that sounds like a rare occasion where Joe was not prepared.
I was not prepared. And you know, to make it worse, I'm pretty sure on the walk home from there,
Yeah.
I looked down and I had blood running out of my finger, and I ended up cutting, I don't even remember what finger it is, but I got a scar on it. A broadhead cut me, and I had to go to the hospital and get 4 stitches. Didn't get a deer either.
So is that the worst tree stand incident you've had?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one sucked. Yeah.
Well, I wonder how many guys fall out of them every year.
That's a good question.
I want you to
I'm sure there's
Take a peek at that.
That's going to be a high number, I feel like. Guesses?
Oh, 500. 500, I'd say.
Oh, Jesus. Take
1 in 3 hunters will sustain a fall from an elevated stand in their lifetime.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, that's... if you hunted for only 1 year, your odds of a serious stand accident are 1 out of 1,010 hunters. If you hunt for 10 years, your odds go up.
No kid.
Recent studies found roughly 5 of every 10,000 deer hunters annually require medical attention after falling out of a tree stand.
But what makes it the most dangerous,
Yeah.
it's not, depends where you're at, because like this thing just said, ascending and descending the tree is when it's dangerous, because you have 2 points of contact.
Right.
When you go down with your feet, the only contact you have is the top.
Right.
Depending on the stand. Some
Right.
people hunt on a ladder stands, and my dad taught me this when I was, younger. When I was first hunting, going up a tree, he said, for some reason, like if you're going up a stand, you always should leave your bow on the ground, and you should pull it up with you. But he taught me not to leave the bow, directly under, to where if you were to fall,
You fall on the
because
bow.
if you land on a broadhead,
Right.
it's game over.
Right,
Like,
right.
that's it. And also, if you're up in the tree, he always told me that if you did fall out of the tree and you have your bow in your hand or something, you throw it, get it away from you as much as possible,
Right.
as far from you as possible.
Right.
Because you land on an arrow, that's
No.
bad. But I could see, like I said, because I've gotten up with an older tree stand and slid down the tree because it wasn't one of the newer kind, that have better, like the cable ones and all that.
Yeah.
Mine's a Summit, so it's pretty good. I need to get a new one. I've had it for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
I try to replace the cables on it every 2 or 3 years because, that's everything. If those cables break, it's...
Yeah.
And the tree I go up is not a very good tree. It goes up and it's straight, and then it get halfway up, it starts to go like this, and then it goes back up.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I go to that little point, the stand sits cockeyed on it, and it'll slide a little bit. But that's my tree. I don't.
It's my tree.
Yeah,
Shit.
I've tried other trees in the area. I don't like the tree.
You know what? Since we're a day out from Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving was yesterday, why don't we get a little festive with this?
Yeah, okay. Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving yesterday.
Mom, if you're watching this, it was a great dinner.
Oh, yeah. Joe's mom, I bet it was a great dinner. Oh, man. Your mom.
Oh, you know, here's the thing. Just bring this up. Have you ever played a game called, I forgot the name of it. Damn it. It was a card game that my mother wanted to play.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name. I think it's called like Cards Against Humanity or something.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, we played that game. It was interesting.
Yeah. We play games before. We didn't play none this year.
Yeah. Well, this was a little different, especially coming from my mother.
It was a little dirty?
It's quite dirty.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't like getting into that shit, especially with mom.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like it either.
Yeah, I guess dad ain't too bad, but mom,
Yeah. It was it was interesting.
Yeah. Mom's a saint, man. You don't want to get into that shit. No. Why don't we see how many people burnt the house down yesterday cooking them turkeys?
Well, that's not very nice.
How many people?
Well, I mean, it happens.
Okay, so what's the question?
Should we do how many 911 calls there were yesterday for...
You think that data's going to be in all right?
well, who knows, man? I don't know.
All right, how many...
They'll give us last year, if nothing else.
How many cooking incidents on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay.
2022. How many dads are walking around today with the mittens? The white mittens. Eating at Denny's last night with the white mittens on.
Okay.
Oh, they don't even have stats for 2020 yet.
Yeah. Okay, it says for each year from 2017 to 2019, an estimated average of 2,300 residential building fires were reported to fire departments in the U.S. on Thanksgiving Day.
2,300.
Yes.
Well, that sucks, but that's I would say that's not too much.
Yeah. That's
I
not
mean,
bad.
it certainly sucks. But yeah, if you put 2,300 houses around you in the area you live, and imagine that happening.
Yeah.
You know, holy shit.
Now, what constitutes a Thanksgiving accident?
I guess when you got to call 911, take somebody to the fucking
doesn't
hospital.
necessarily mean you have to take a hospital. I'm talking about, you asked, how many accidents happen on Thanksgiving. What qualifies as an accident? Someone cuts their finger off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that counts.
Okay.
Why
not?
I've never seen that happen. So.
Oh, one year on Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure it was Thanksgiving. Her dad, Amanda's dad, always goes around bare feet. Always goes around bare feet, I guess, even if it was cooler. Ran outside and come back up off the deck. Came in, had a big ass splinter in his foot. That Amanda's brother ended up pulling it out in the bathroom.
Oh, it's gotta be fun.
But then another year, I want to feel like it was Thanksgiving, he stepped on a piece of glass in the kitchen. And then they took him to the emergency room. And I don't even think he ended up getting stitches.
Nice.
Honestly, but he's bleeding pretty good, so it was probably good they went and got it checked out. But
I want to know how many, on Thanksgiving, how many people
Get food poisoning from shit not being cooked right.
well, let's take a look.
Mom, your food's fine. This doesn't apply to you.
So far, it's only been a few hours. Give it time.
It was a good Thanksgiving. Yes, it was. It's like we have my niece has their daughter, and I have my daughter. There is not a lot of room in that house for this large family.
Oh, no. It gets hot in there.
Yes.
All the people in there.
Yes.
The oven's hot.
Yes. Yeah. It was good though. We had a good time. That card game, man, that was something.
I had to do a lot of driving yesterday.
Where'd you go?
First, I drove up to Williamsport to my sister's, and then from there I went to Eldersburg, which was like an hour and 2 minutes from there.
This is the first year we only went to one place.
400,000 people get food poisoning from Thanksgiving leftovers each year.
Well, that's not. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Damn.
Wow. So it's the leftovers. Keeping the food too long. Probably the turkey, I would assume.
Because nobody wants to waste it.
Well,
Nothing wrong with that.
well.
How many people
I
you
mean,
think
you
go
pick
to?
it all back up.
How many people you think nowadays go to
Just scroll down.
restaurants on Thanksgiving instead of?
Most places closed
I don't
on
know.
Thanksgiving.
I have no idea. I feel like, because what about people that don't have families? Large families.
Oh, that's fine.
You get a little liberal on that Google, bud.
Well, I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
Asking your
Not a
opinion.
machine. How many
And
people
you are,
got-
man. You're supposed to know everything.
I would say probably more than ever.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think? I would say more than ever.
Yeah. Well, answer that question there and see what they say, and then we'll call it a night.
Sorry, now y'all dying for this answer. Hold on. What was the question again?
I don't remember.
How many people eat at restaurants on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving?
There's got to be restaurants that are open. I can't see it not.
Eat. I'm gonna say eat Thanksgiving dinner at a restaurant. Which we would go to that one at the fire hall, and that was always really good. Won't go keep these people entertained while I'm taping this up. You might want to do the taping. Do some of your magic tricks.
Magic tricks.
Yeah.
Like what?
Tell me who need.
I don't know. Anyways, like I was saying, Thanksgiving was good, Mom. I appreciate it. Taylor had a blast. It's nice that they're older, or Taylor's older, that she can run around and enjoy it more because she's, almost 2 now.
14 million Americans, according to the National Restaurant Association research, eat Thanksgiving dinner a year. That only makes 6% of the American public. That amazes me that 14 million people, that's only 6% of the American public.
Now, is it eat Thanksgiving dinner at restaurant or
Who
eat at
eats
restaurants?
Thanksgiving at restaurants? 14 million Americans.
That's a lot.
14 million Americans. Hey, cooking's a
But
pain in the ass.
That's
It's a lot of
true.
cleanup.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it also, you can think of this. I'm sure a lot of that also is families going out, not just.
Oh
like a
yeah, I
couple.
would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would assume.
Well, it was a good Thanksgiving. This is
Yep.
a good episode.
Good Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
We will see you next week.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.